from their perch, their lofty perch.
Well, that's careless from Farrell. The Jets have got the bit between their teeth here. That's going to be a free kick for the foul on Dartsmelia as well. The Jets have got the bit between their teeth here. That's going to be a free kick for the foul on Dartsmelia as well.
Foul by Tullio has been prominent. Some good moves in the attack by Tullio has been prominent. Cheap foul. Some good moves in the attacking sense and a rather ill-disciplined. Cheap foul. It's really ill-disciplined. Really poor. My player of his experience. It's poor, actually. Really poor. My player of his experience.
PRACHA Dartsmelia, who played for both Dinamo and Lokomotiv in the Tbilisi derby. Played for both Dinamo and Lokomotiv in the Tbilisi derby. In his native Georgia. Set-piece duty for this one. On set-piece duty for this one. Go for goal. Thought he might. Going to go for goal. Thought he might. He's opening in the end for Danny 15 minutes as opening 15 minutes the Gosford sunshine. Bright as the Gosford sunshine. It's the Jets fans who are the happier. It's the Jets fans who are the happier. The two at the moment. Lion's share of possession as well after that early scare when Tullio struck the frame of the goal. Here's the goal scorer, PRACHA. Seen out by Farrell. Spent a bit of time with the Jets as a youngster for the two at the moment with the Central Coast Mariners. Jenkinson's throw. Nisbet read it. Off the head of O'Neill. And subsequently Dartsmelia. Tadze. Involved in a real arm wrestle with Ballard. Nisbet read it. It's the Georgian who is pinged. And then Daniel Steins is carded for preventing the restart. Or at least trying to. Good refereeing by Ben Abraham. Showed the card quickly and said, let's get on with it. Here's Nkololo. Wrestle with Ballard. Mariners corner. Yeah, it's the Georgian who is pinged. And then Daniel Steins is carded. Mariners corner.
Yeah, still couldn't hold on to the ref. Stop the quick restart. Field. There's the foul. He's got the yellow card and still couldn't stop the quick restart. There's the foul. Ballard's left arm. Looking on Maxi. Kololo with a good chance. Couldn't quite deliver, but they get the corner. Kololo with a good chance. Couldn't quite deliver, but they get the corner.
Which they work short. Kololo slightly behind. Max Ballard. Out wide again. Drives it across. Tullio got it a bit caught. And eventually it's Thurgate who pokes it away for the Jets. Should be Jack Duncan's. Pat Jennings-esque.
Wow.
One-handed.
Great take. And a good release. And away we go again. Good stuff this in Gosford. Lovely from Jack Duncan. And then right onto it, releasing the Jets into a counter-attack.
Out off Jacob Farrell. Jenkinson's throw. Tadze linking up with his compatriot Dartsmelia. Let's quickly go down to Glenn Lauder. Afternoon, Glenn.
Well, a really frenetic start. Good afternoon to you, Simon, as Newcastle take this free kick quickly. You've got to give your credit to Trent PRACHA, a wonderfully taken goal, and he's getting into the right positions as well, so causing the Central Coast defence a lot of problems. They are pleased to have Dan Hall back for his first start of the campaign, though. He could be a difference at the back today.
Thanks, Glenn. Dan Hall replacing Brian Kaltak, who of course is suspended following his red card against the Bulls. Had a good season last year, Dan Hall.
Yeah, and Kaltak to start this as well. And Hall had to bide his time, get himself fit. Kaltak's absence gives him that opportunity.
Yerman forcing Jenkinson to work a little harder than he wanted to, and that pressure from the Jets has forced the turnover by the throw.
Brian Kaltak, of course, is a Manawatuan and can join the dots and assume that that's one of the reasons why the Mariners did that time in their mini break over in Vanuatu. There's a lot of football in Vanuatu. Very, very passionate football people.
There's your Socceroos, is the chant from the Mariners fans to the Jets. Is Nkololo being shown the line by Dane Ingham. Nkololo still finds the space for the cross, not in clear by Bahaja. Picked up in the deep by first Triantis, now Hall. Mariners can't do anything with it. He's asking a fair bit of Brandon O'Neill. Tulio looking for Ayongo. It very nearly slipped through to him.
Just that example there of Matt Yerman. You just saw how uncomfortable it was when the ball was going onto his right side to clear that. Playing as a right stopper, and he's so heavily left-footed, Matt Yerman. He got away with it, as did the Jets on that occasion. Maybe not on another attack. We've been watching that work of the Socceroos in Qatar. Of course, 4 years ago, he was a central pillar in Ange Postecoglou's qualifying team. Came into the cycle very late. By the end of it, was indispensable. Those matches against Honduras and Syria, outstanding from Matt Yerman.
Scrapping away for the ball, and he's won it for the Mariners. Now in position wide right to receive from Nkololo. Low centre of gravity, took him past his marker initially. Aquilina too close to Jack Duncan. Quickly back down to Glenn Lauder again. Glenn.
Yeah, Simon, Andy was talking obviously about the trip to Vanuatu. Of course, Brian connected with the villages of Lamine and Ericor, and Nick Montgomery left such a mark during his last trip. He was such an inspiration to the locals that one family named their baby in his honour. And little baby Monty, as he was, is now 6 years old, and no doubt he is among the villagers of both Lamine and Ericor who are watching on this afternoon, cheering on Monty Senior and the rest of the Mariners.
There you go. What a great story. Thanks, Glenn. Terrific stuff. Carl Jenkinson, meantime, needing some attention. Quite sure what all that was about, Harps. Maybe feeling a little unwell. Who knows?
Yeah, or an injury.
Yeah, possibly.
Grabbing through his midriff.
And the players taking the opportunity to get some fluid on board. It is a warm day in Gosford.
He's been left to his own devices, Carl.
Yeah.
The trainer's hot-footed it back to the bench with the report, I'm sure. I think you'll be right, won't you, Carl? I'll leave you here, go and
walk it off.
See what the boss wants to do, exactly.
He's okay to come back on. Gets permission from Hassan Jobar, the fourth official today. Quickly back into the action too, finding a bit of room for Becca Dartsmelia. PRACHA. Daniel Steins. O'Neill. Mark Natter, who had experience of the Sydney derby, of course, with the Wanderers last season. Now in the colours of the Jets. Jenkinson looks to be moving okay for the moment. Tulio boxed into a corner, gets the throw. Jacob Farrell will take. All the way back to Danny Vukovic. Seen an awful lot of Jason Cummings so far, but he's earned his team a foul.
Yeah, the game's not set for Jason yet. He's dropped very deep defensively. Hasn't been able to really get involved in the front part of the field. That's been Benny Kololo and Iongo mostly. Tulio with some promptings. The Socceroo had to really strike a blow.
Kololo. Now Cummings. That's a goal kick.
And the communication breaking down in that instance.
3 goals in 2 games against the Jets last season. As the Mariners completed the clean sweep over their big rivals, but here today it's Newcastle in front thanks to Trent PRACHA, the former Mariner. Good leap by Jenkinson. That's opened it up a bit for Angus Thurgate, who's got players left and right. Chooses Daniel Steins. Nodded away by Farrell. Oh, carelessly given away. Jenkinson. Works it wide for Becca Dartsmelia. Be a corner off Nisbet.
Oh, good pressure put on Nisbet by Dartsmelia there. Some problems in midfield for the Mariners on those breakaways. Thurgate is running into open territory. Defensive midfield positions have been vacated in those phases of play. Mariners exposed. An opportunity for the Jets.
Dartsmelia's corner, going back post. Quite dropped for Thurgate. Turned back by Steins, and then crossfield by Ingham. Dartsmelia. Oh, and it took a touch off Farrell, and at the back post arriving was Angus Thurgate.
And you just see in the corner flag there how stiff that breeze is. Right behind the back of the Jets, and that just sailed away from Thurgate. Without the breeze, he might have been a good thing. Mind you, without the breeze, the ball mightn't have got that far in the first place.
It's got away from Farrell. The Mariners, who started so aggressively in that opening minute or two have lost their way a little bit. Central Coast only won one game so far at home this season. That was against Western United. Come from behind victory. Lost the other two to Perth and MacArthur. Only lost 3 home games in total last season, so they could potentially equal that today. Not that they'll want to. Steins, little angle ball which came heavy off Angus Thurgate. Tulio. Crossfield by Farrell, but Steins is onto it. So there's a lot to like, in my opinion, about Daniel Steins. A little bit surprised that Perth Glory were willing to let him go, or perhaps he wanted to go, I don't know.
Yeah, he's always been a very busy player. And on the back, importantly on the back of that busyness, he's shown enough smarts to be able to prise open defences. Of course, a lot of positivity for the team. Seen that already today for Newcastle.
The assist for Bahaja's goal.
But the Jets generally in good control of the game at the moment. They've got the lead. Mariners are really a little bit discordant compared to their normal selves. And a little bit all over the place at the moment, the Central Coast. Nyongo's worked really devilishly hard for his team, though. There can be no criticism of him. Should indeed there be any criticism of the Mariners forthcoming at this point, but not for Paul Nyongo. He's really put his skates on up front to try and force errors.
Trent Bahaja goal, incidentally, the Jets' first on the road this season. Lost their only other 2 fixtures. Conceding 6 and scoring none. Squared up by Dan Hall. Triantis. Now Ballard. Inkalolo, that's going to be a free kick.
Well, it's a sloppy one from Dane Ingham. There's on those little moments. It's going to be offside first, so it's a reprieve.
He's a relieved man, you'd imagine. Dane Ingham. Good position that would have been for the Mariners. O'Neill. Driven wide by Ingham. Steins. Losing out to Aquilina. Newcastle with the lion's share of the ball, but they've turned it over here. Nisbet trying to slide it through for the ever-willing Nyongo.
He's just not at the races so far today, Josh Nisbet, compared to his normal exemplary standards. And probably the same with Maxi Ballard. They've been fantastic as a pairing in the centre of the Mariners midfield, but they haven't really been at their best so far today, and that's helped the Jets. The Jets have forced that issue as well. They've been the superior organisation for the most part of these 34 minutes.
It's well won though by Triantis. Mariners facing forward. Slide rule ball from Ballard. Brilliantly read by Natta to keep Ayongo at bay. He just sucks in a couple of big ones, the Ghanaian. As you rightly point out, Harp's working ever so hard at the point of the Mariners' attack. A precious little reward at the moment. Ballard.
That's great pressure from Daningham. The Jets have basically succeeded in keeping the game in front of them for the most part. And when the Mariners have broken through, aside from the first couple of minutes, they've lacked the composure, lacked the quality, lacked the extra player coming forward with any particular verve. And so the Jets have been able to play out and play forward again. Jason Cummings dropping incredibly deep to try and get involved in the game.
It's probably a fair indication of where the game's at the moment for the Central Coast. We saw similar a couple of minutes ago with Tullio almost in the left fullback position. It's too easily picked off in midfield by the Jets. Worked wide by Natta.
So far, the Mariners as we approach half-time, and they're just one shot, one cross, one breakaway from obviously seeking redress, but this is just not really showing any signs of the vitality that's the hallmark of the recent Mariners team. Late to the challenge again, although at least they tried to put a little bit of skin into the game. Triantis making a move upfield from central defence to try and stop the Jets' play.
Hair dryering coming from Nick Montgomery, do you think, at half-time?
Well, I just don't, they're not playing with the same compactness they normally do. The difference between the back and the front is too great. Too much space for the Jets to then utilise, particularly when they're able to pick off the passes, as they've been doing, Newcastle. I guess from Arthur Pappas' viewpoint, you want to be making more of this ascendant position.
So far, the traps he's setting, catching the Mariners out. There's another example of it. Matt Yerman nipping in ahead of Tullio.
And there's Ayongo trying to turn the dial again. Honestly, the Mariners could do with a few more Paul Ayongos at the moment, just to find that spark.
Don't forget, the final game of the round is coming up on the back of this. 5 o'clock kickoff Eastern between Macarthur and Melbourne Victory. Victory now down in 9th place. Although still very early days, of course. If you think Arthur Pappas has worked the Newcastle Jets hard during the World Cup break, I'd imagine Tony Popovic has done likewise with the Victory. So far, that hard work is paying off for the Jets. They still lead, thanks to Trent Mahaja's goal. Here's Triantis. Hall. Bit of a nothing ball, really, from Dan Hall. We'll get another go. Ballards. It's better. Tullio. Settled down, though, by Jenkinson for Newcastle. Dartsmelia. Shrugged off it by Ballards. Nisbet. Triantis. Little sandwich over the top. Hooked back from whence it came by Matty Yerman. Nisbet. Jets working hard to maintain their structure. Farrell. You normally see him get forward quite a bit down the left-hand side. Not so far today. That's done for Daniel Steins. It's going to get away, though, from Jason Cummings. A little bit better, though, from the Mariners.
Well, they enjoyed an extended period in possession of the ball, so that'll help. But at the end, not necessarily so, as Aquilina completely overhit the pass. No pressure, did very well with his first touch to make the space. Hard work done, and he just overhits the pass, and all the good work for the Mariners in that little sequence undone.
Bit to do at the break for Nick Montgomery to gee his players up. Do we count that as a shot?
That's exactly going through my mind. If it was, it didn't trouble. It's never going to trouble Jack Duncan, who after probably 25 seconds in, watched Tulio's shot fly past him, but off the post to safety from a Jets viewpoint. He's been untroubled since.
Marco Tulio not particularly happy with that challenge from Bahagia, which he felt was a touch strong.
So far the signs for Marco Tulio, he's flown in there, Bahagia. It's a clear free kick. Are much more promising, and fans of the Mariners were thinking, well, who is this guy we've brought in? But started making the point earlier, in fact just before Bahagia scored for the Jets. Very, very difficult transition bureaucratically, paperwork-wise, getting his family over. Very stressful time for him. We're told that's all sorted, or close to at least, and so now we might, from the Mariners' viewpoint, get to see the best of Marco Tulio, and there's been some flashes in this first half.
On screen caption confirms that Trent Bahagia's got a booking for that challenge. Here's a chance for the Mariners. Cummings. Well, it's their best opportunity since Marco Tulio struck the frame of the goal in the opening minute. The only people who are celebrating are those who got a touch on the ball as it flew into the stands.
Well, it's the best space Cummins has enjoyed in this half. He's found it to get it involved and that range. He really should have done better. Great opportunity for the Central Coast. Approaching half-time.
The moment they'll remember. And ball against Oyongo. Not often you get to catch a shot from a World Cup player. Maybe a Jets throw.
Maybe a free kick, I think.
Free kick, is it? You are, as you normally are, Harps. Correct. Closing moments of the first half. It's a good stretch that from Nicol Tanzer to reel it in. The head of Steins. He'll get a second bite at it. Here is Daniel Steins. Cross deflected.
Well, they forced that, the Jets, and that's been the highlight to me of their first half. You know, they've really muscled up for this football match. And they won that opportunity through that sort of brutish approach, but in the end, Daniel Steins probably just needed to work that ball a little bit more. Because it was a good opportunity. Finish the half with another telling effort on goal. As it is, it's the Mariners who are the likely team to finish on the attack.
collapse than a heap. Have another look at that.
Yeah, shin on shin. That doesn't tickle exactly. We've resumed play pretty quickly.
Accidental contact from Farrell, who's on the ball again here. And a corner off Jenkins.
There have not been much else attacking-wise from Central Coast. And right on half-time from a corner, you wouldn't bet against it, would you?
Home fans perhaps sensing something. Corner clipped in towards the near post. It's a bit of chin music, as you called it last night, for Benny and Kololo.
I don't know, maybe the wind got hold of that one, but he didn't deal with the flight of that at all. Oh, Benny.
We got two balls on the pitch. And Abraham aware of that. Here's Nkololo. You might remember Mariners scoring a goal against Western that was ruled out for that very reason.
And Abraham's is casting a very nervous eye on that second ball because, of course, a hugely controversial moment goes against the referee for not definitively acting on that moment.
Triantis winning that arm wrestle with Michael Tadzer is out for revenge here. Farrell. Overhit by quite some distance, and Jets are closing in on a half-time lead that will give them a very good platform, perhaps to go on and win this derby. Perhaps they can stretch it out even more. Here's Bahaja. Good challenge. Well done, Dan Hall.
And then how quickly to his feet. And that's really great athleticism from Dan Hall.
It's set in train, this Mariners attack here. Could be a chance brewing. And they've held the handball, pretty strong appeals. Tulio was convinced that the arm was outstretched and that the ball made contact with it. That'll be interesting on the replay. Ben Abraham says no penalty for now.
Is his arm on the ground?
No.
Mitigates against the penalty if his hand's on the ground.
I think it would be a harsh award.
Seen them. Plenty of harsh ones for handball. That's, for the time being, is how it's going to be play on.
And that is half-time. The Mariners were good for about 60 seconds. Marco Tulio hit the post, and Arthur Pappas' team really took over. Trent Bahaja had a couple of sighters before finally planting one in the back of Danny Vukovic's net from Daniel Steins' expert assist. The Mariners fought back towards the end of that opening stanza. Jason Cummings with a sighter, maybe a shout for handball against Stadingham, but at the break, it's Newcastle Jets sitting pretty at the moment, leading the F3 derby by a 1-0. We're off to a short break. On the other side of it, Tara Rushton and Alex Brosk will review all the first half action. Stay with us.
Hungry Jack's Tropical Whopper's back with juicy pineapple, double bacon, and smoky barbecue sauce. Or fall in love with the Tropical Jack's fried chicken. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Now at Harvey Norman, upgrade your game with an Acer Intel-powered laptop. Take the lead with the Acer Aspire 7, featuring the latest generation Intel Core i5 processor, only $899. Or become a legend with this fully loaded Acer Nitro 5, powered by an Intel Core i7 processor, now only $1,399. All the power and speed you need for next-generation gaming with an Intel-powered Acer laptop. Check out the range now at Harvey Norman.
The world used to be unsearchable. Then came Google. Our body's rhythm used to be invisible. Then came Fitbit. What if the two joined together? What if you were more in tune with your body and with the world around you? What if Fitbit transformed the way we live? Again, Fitbit by Google.
When I feel strong, I feel like dancing.
Join the Wiggles and World Vision in supporting children around the world this Christmas.
When I feel proud, I feel like dancing.
Sponsor a child today.
At Harvey Norman, upgrade to HP laptops featuring Windows 11. Great for multitasking. This HP laptop, only $498, save $300. Boost productivity on the go with the stylish HP 15S laptop and save $400. Express yourself with this feature-rich HP. Hot deal, $698. Or save over $600 on the HP NVX 360 with a powerful processor bringing you closer to what you love. Upgrade now at Harvey Norman.
Unwrap huge savings at Rebel. Get the Garmin Forerunner 745 half price, now $449. And Rebel Active members get 20% off all bodyboards and surfboards. Rebel, sport is calling.
Feel like having lemon with a touch of sparkling water? Then get a SodaStream. Make fresh sparkling water exactly how you like, with berries, lemon and, wait for it, more lemon.
Calvin Klein.
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's truck. Big, thick, with juicy pineapple. The tropical whoppers. The bills are better at Hungry Jack's.
Something for everyone this Christmas. Now at Harvey Norman. Treat them to the Revitive Medic Circulation Booster. Only $399. Celebrate with the JBL Party Box 110 Portable Party Speaker. Only $445, save $50. Give them the gift of creating salon quality curls with the Dyson Airwrap Multi-Styler Complete Long. While coffee lovers will appreciate the DeLonghi La Specialista Maestro with bonus deluxe experience gift pack. These and many more gift ideas in store and online. Now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
All right, Fitbit, let's go.
Serious?
Fitbit by Google.
Welcome back to Sunday afternoon of football and the Hungry Jacks halftime show. This is the moment of the first half. Trent Bahaja there, getting it done in the 11th minute. Some gorgeous build-up play from the Newcastle Jets. And Trent Bahaja, who scores against his former side, his second goal for the season as a Jets player. Welcome back to Tara Rushton. Great to have your company and to be joined by Alex Broski. Well, everyone was tipping in the Mariners with their returning Socceroos, but the Jets, they're looking the better in the first half. They're in the lead.
They are, and they look good for that lead. The way they've played today, they come out outside of that first minute where it looked like they could easily have conceded a goal, if not a couple. From that moment on, it kicked them into gear. It's very difficult conditions at the moment, very, very hot out there. You can see they're picking their moments, but I like what I see from the Jets. I think they're very well organised defensively. They're making it hard for the Mariners to really create anything, and they've looked quite flat. You know, maybe that trip to Vanuatu or the humidity and everything they had to deal with over there has taken a bit out of them. But, yeah, the Jets, I like what I've seen from them so far.
Bit to think about for Nick Montgomery in this half-time break. Let's take a look at the Harvey Norman highlights now. You did speak about the opening stanza of the game, the opening moments. It did look like the Mariners were starting with real flair and fire.
They did. I mean, they had this break in the opening minute. As a coach, you'd be scratching your head thinking, you know, hopefully I've said all the right things, the players are fired up, and then you come out and you see that sort of start from your team. He would have been, you know, obviously cursing at what he'd seen there. But then from that minute, it was all Jets, I think, for me. You know, I think they're really... This chance here, PRACHA sort of hesitated, was looking in the midfield, inside the box for someone to square it to, but I think he should have been more positive and just gone right at it. Steins, for me, has been excellent, you know, out on that left wing. And just in general, I think because they're outnumbering the Mariners in midfield, you see here, Brandon O'Neill, as soon as he gets that ball, he's got that ability to look forward and pick a very good pass. He finds Thurgate, who keeps the play going to Steins, and it's a wonderful ball for PRACHA just to basically tap in. This ball here, it's first time, it's across, it's in that area that's difficult for goalkeepers and defenders, and a dream for a striker to come in and tap in. And I think they deserved it, because like I said, outside of that first minute, you know, they had more of control of the ball, they looked more dangerous when they were going forward, and the Mariners have just seemed a little bit flat.
They have here Jason Cummins with one of arguably, well, it was probably the second shot on target. Well, he's made that kid's day, right? So, due for the price of admission, he's having a great old time. Looking at Trent PRACHA, though, when we talk about the impact, yes, he's scored the goal, so he's taken the Newcastle Jets into the lead. They are on a 3-game losing trot. But what have you liked about what he's done in the opening half?
Look, outside of that one chance where he hesitated a little bit, I think this goals always do wonders for PRACHA. You know, when he scores, he tends to look like getting another one very, very quickly. So I think he's been great. He's been quick, threatening to get him behind, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another.
Well, we're hoping so. As a former teammate of yours from Sydney FC. Of course, we are off to a short break, though. More build-up heading your way from the F3 Derby in Gosford on the other side. Glenn Lauder will be joined by former Socceroo Luke Wilkshire and the Mariners youth coach. Don't go anywhere with CC.
What would Steve McQueen do?
Heroes live here.
There's only one option. Act!
Get 'em up, yeah. Put 'em up, get 'em up, yeah. Put 'em up, get 'em up.
I just do my job.
My hero.
It's fair to say life has changed a bit recently. Most of us have found a bit more freedom, a bit more time for ourselves, a better balance of work and play. Because the one thing we've all learned from this unique time of life is to live. Live your own way. In the Isuzu D-Max and MUX.
The world used to be unsearchable. Then came Google. Our body's rhythm used to be invisible. Then came Fitbit. What if the two joined together? What if you were more in tune with your body and with the world around you? What if Fitbit transformed the way we live? Again, Fitbit by Google.
Something for everyone this Christmas. Now at Harvey Norman. Treat them to the Revitive Medic Circulation Booster. Only $399. Celebrate with the JBL Party Box 110 Portable Party Speaker. Only $445, save $50. Give them the gift of creating salon quality curls with the Dyson Airwrap Multi-Styler, complete long. While coffee lovers will appreciate the DeLonghi La Specialista Maestro with bonus deluxe experience gift pack. These and many more gift ideas in store and online. Now at Harvey Norman.
There's nothing better than the Titan garage or shed, son.
Except when you get a stainless steel workbench free with every garage or shed purchased.
And it's just like the butchers use.
Remember, Titan are the manufacturer. You know the name, you know the quality, and the factory is right here in Brisbane. Plans, council, slabs, installation, they can handle the lot. And right now you get a stainless steel workbench free with every garage or shed purchased.
Call 13 27 36 for the Titan Display Centre near you.
You'll be lucky you got a Titan.
All right, Fitbit, let's go.
Fitbit by Google.
At Harvey Norman, upgrade to HP laptops featuring Windows 11. Great for multitasking. This HP laptop, only $498, save $300. Boost productivity on the go with the stylish HP 15S laptop and save $400. Express yourself with this feature-rich HP. Hot deal, $698. Or save over $600 on the HP NVX 360 with a powerful processor bringing you closer to what you love. Upgrade now at Harvey Norman.
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's Tropical Jack's Fried Chicken. Big, thick, crunchy chicken with juicy pineapple. And the Tropical Whopper is back. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
This program is brought to you by the exquisite 7-seat Isuzu MUX. Live your own way.
Welcome back to Central Coast Stadium, where Trent Bahaja's early goal is the difference. The visitors, the Newcastle Jets, with the lead at halftime of the F3 Derby. Glenn Lauder alongside Mariners head of youth development and, of course, former Socceroo as well, Luke Wilkshire. Wilkes, great to have you alongside us. Before we get into your last few weeks, let's just have a chat about the first half. Great start by the Mariners, but didn't quite get what they wanted out of it.
Yeah, first couple of minutes was good, but then, we lost some momentum. I think a little bit lacklustre and obviously a disappointing half, but I'm sure we're going to see a response in the second half.
And just briefly, obviously, in Qatar with the Socceroos, what a wonderful performance it was. Jason Cummings, Vuka and Garang back in Mariners colours.
Yeah, look, it's great to have him back. It was a fantastic trip, and obviously we all know what the Socceroos did and made the nation proud, and hopefully that builds momentum for the game here.
Thanks, Luke.
Cheers, mate.
Stick around because kick-off in the second half is not too far away.
At Harvey Norman, upgrade to HP laptops featuring Windows 11. Great for multitasking. This HP laptop, only $498, save $300. Boost productivity on the go with the stylish HP 15S laptop and save $400. Express yourself with this feature-rich HP. Hot deal, $698. Or save over $600 on the HP NVX 360 with a powerful processor bringing you closer to what you love. Upgrade now at Harvey Norman.
Hey, who wants to lose your license?
If you drink and drive, the consequences are in your hands. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's Tropical Jack's Fried Chicken. Big, thick, crunchy chicken with juicy pineapple. And the Tropical Whopper is back. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Reno Piscopo not involved today. Bit of a calf problem keeping him out. No wonder they're smiling on the Jets bench. Almost all set to go. Little conversation between referee Ben Abraham and Danny Vukovic. Mariners skipper. Now the thumbs up and off we go in the second half. And a word of warning for the Jets. In the Mariners' last 3 games, Andy Harper, they have scored 9 times in the last 30 minutes. They normally come home with the wet sail.
Yeah, they don't normally put 2 poor halves together either, so the Jets should be wary. I don't think Nick Montgomery would have minced his words at half-time. It was a very subpar performance from the home team. Really looking to spark things up with some quick retakes. Done a great job, Nick Montgomery.
Here's a chance perhaps brewing for Benny and Kololo. Brandon O'Neill did enough. Jack Duncan grabs the ball. And how much of that first half performance was the Mariners being flat, and how much was the good organisation of the Jets, or a mixture of both?
You know, that's always the discussion, and it was a happy combination of both. I think the Jets, after a very, very sleepy start, they might have been behind after a minute. We keep making that point, but it shouldn't be forgotten. There's one change, Michael Roos, who'll add a bit of muscularity. And they were good, the Jets, in escaping that bad start and then dominating the half. Got the goal. It was a good one too, beautiful ball. for Mahaja to separate the teams, but it's all for the Mariners. Surely they can't put in as flat a second half as they delivered in the first.
Here's Cummings. Quite work out for the Mariners. Aquilina. And Kololo.
Looks like Ayongo's not come out for the second half, and he pulled up a bit sore after one of those high-intensity efforts. Maybe he wasn't just a little bit gassed, maybe he was something more sinister.
Here's Bahaja, the Jets pushing for a second. It's Steins, drop of the shoulder, Daniel Steins. Vukovic makes the save, and then Bahaja completely misses his kick. And then goes to ground, but there's no foul by Triantis. And in fact, it's the Mariners who get the decision. What an opportunity for the Jets to go too clear.
That was great work from Danny Vukovic. Returning Socceroo, wasn't it? Just stuck out the left foot. Steins was through. He's had a good game, Daniel Steins.
There's confirmation of that half-time change made by Nick Montgomery. Here's that chance.
Beautiful, beautiful shift of weight. That wasn't so beautiful. Bahaja. A brace beckoning.
Here's Jason Cummings.
Sloppy touch from Cummings again. One of the races today. So far.
Spins up in the air off Daniel Steins. Tadze deep inside his own half. Jenkinson, nobody there for him. Let's go down to Glenn Lauder.
Hi, Simon. Yeah, just an update on Paul Ayongo. Spoke to the Mariners staff, and just a little concern for his right hamstring. So they're taking him off as a precaution, and obviously it gives Michael Ruiz 45 minutes to see what he can come up with, but not too worried at this stage.
Thanks, Glenn. Card for Benny and Kololo. Should it have been for Steins? He's already on a yellow.
This is the point of interrogation. Be good to see again.
Nisbet. Tulio. Cross took a deflection which spinned up in the air for Thurgate. Dug out by Tulio. Here's Farrell. They claim a corner, Central Coast, and they'll get it.
Well, it's good scrambling from the Jets. Just wouldn't sit for Jacob Farrell, but again, Tulio making a little bit of space and creating that half chance. They get the corner now, the Mariners. This is better from them. Still not at their peak. And the Jets might have taken that 2-goal lead. The fact that they haven't has been a big reprieve for the Mariners, and they're shaping up to take advantage of that.
Tulio with the corner. Headed firmly clear at the near post by Brandon O'Neill. Returned wide by Aquilina, but quite have enough on it to reach Tulio. Dane Ingham to race clear.
It's a good forward run again by Steins. Ingham didn't see him. It's that energy out of Steins that we've seen him deliver. That's his hallmark. There's a turnover. Here's a chance.
Brandon O'Neill getting his pocket picked. He's rescued by the intervention of Matt Yeoman.
And just needed, again, something more befitting a Socceroo. Back from Qatar, actually. Got to be said. On the breakaway, Cummins, who is dynamite normally in those situations, just not quite there today. O'Neill with the turnover for Newcastle. The Mariners bursting away. The chance comes to nothing.
Corner work short. Top of the box is John. Encouraged to have a go. His fifth corner. Here's Tulio again, driving it low and hard. Away by Thurgate. The Jets pinned in. Away by Jenkinson this time. Mariners starting to exert some territorial pressure at least. Nisbet. Good challenge by Yerman. The cross still comes in. Well, a drop for Cummings. Not quite. Tulio. Worrying moments for the Jets. Farrell in behind. The cutback. Natter on the stretch. And it's thrashed towards goal. And in off Jason Cummings. They could not keep it out, Newcastle. And the cult hero of Gosford, fresh from his World Cup adventures, is on the score sheet. And we're all square.
Well, good pressure from the Central Coast. Jets just couldn't get it away. Very clever from Nisbet to let that roll on the Harvey Norman replay. Astute cutback from Farrell. And it coughed and spluttered its way into the Jets' goal, which is where the Mariners needed it to be. Jason Cummings, back from Qatar and back onto the score sheet.
Okay. It's an important one for Nick Montgomery's team. And it's Jason Cummings' third of the campaign. His 13th, all told, in the competition. Just after we were remarking, Harps, that he looked a little bit off the pace today, but somehow goal scorers managed to find the back of the net even when they're not quite on top form.
Yeah, it's. I don't think he'd save himself. He's at his sharpest, but the goal's there. They're back level. Much better collective pressure applied by Central Coast. Pleasingly, Tulio in the middle of that. It's a big thing for the Central Coast to get the Brazilian firing, and this has been a good contribution from him so far. He can really add a lot to this team. Fortunate for Farrell, but he got away with that one.
Well, the moment is fast approaching, and we're going to see Garang Kuol. Has such great weapons on his bench, doesn't he, Nick Montgomery? Michael Roos already on. Sammy Silvera there as well, should he need him. And the Jets all of a sudden in a bit of a panic.
Well, Silvera's the top scorer in the team at the moment. Come off the bench. Garang Kuol doesn't need an introduction, although we hope the introduction to this game is not far off. Always worth a watch.
Yes, of course, now joint top scorer after that Jason Cummings goal.
Good point, Simon.
3 each. Here they come again. It's Michael Roos. And the Jets have got to try and withstand this onslaught. Otherwise, they could be blown away here. And the Mariners get the verdict, which Daniel Steins can't quite believe.
No, couldn't quite see what has happened there, but nevertheless, this is Maxi Ballard. This is what we weren't getting in the first half from the Mariners. This real combativeness, making sure when there's a ball there to be won, you win it. And if it's not there to be won, you put enough pressure on your opponent to get the ball into that contested territory. That's when the Mariners have laid a foundation. And 10 minutes into this half, they're getting closer to their real selves, the Central Coast. Drawn level through Jason Cummings. Can they go ahead on this free kick?
That desperation is back for the Central Coast. It's been a hallmark of their play. Free kick works short. It's clever too. It's Tulio. And it's straight into the breadbasket of Duncan.
Yeah, it's not a shot. He meant to actually square that. Tulio is going to shoot from that range. He's putting his instep through the ball. But he tried the half volley, the square ball. Didn't quite make the connection, and that was thereafter a very tidy and routine collection for Jack Duncan. Jets needed it. They've been rocking, and they'll do so again. It's a cheap turnover.
And Kalolo works it wide for Roos. Ballard. Kalolo was trying to catch that. Oh dear. Well, we saw Tom Glover do something like that last night outside the penalty area.
Well, in fairness to Tommy, he didn't have quite the reaction time.
That's true.
Oh, that was a great one from Benny.
Meantime, lovely back heel from Cummings. Tulio. Mariners right back in the groove. And the Jets rocked right back on their heels.
No need from Aquilina. Look where they had Newcastle boxed in completely, and that's a big pressure relief. Clever back heel from Jason Cummings to open up the Jets' defence. They were there for the taking at the moment, and the balance of play.
And Garang Kuol about to be introduced. That's the last thing Arthur Papas needs to see. What does he do as a coach, Harps, to stem this flow? Oh, that was a nasty one. Angus Thurgate looks to be okay. It's going to be a yellow card.
Triantis picked up the yellow card, strong challenge, but he hasn't really moved since. Does this recalibrate the thinking of Nick Montgomery, the coach?
Very robust challenge.
Is he gone out with cramp here? It looks like.
So here's that change for the Central Coast. It is one Socceroo for another. Jason Cummings got his goal. Pat still recovering from his adventures in the Middle East. And here's the loudest cheer of the day, apart from Cummings' goal, for the arrival of Garang Kuol. Not going to see him on too many more occasions in the domestic competition. We've got to enjoy him while he's here.
Yeah, and you just look at the types of players. What we've seen of Tulio, and I'm not going to be going off too early on Tulio, but just the snippets we've seen today against his playing CV. And then what he might be able to do in the games that remain in combination with Garang Kuol. A fair bit of potential there, I'd say, as a combo. Triantis back in to the heart of the Mariners' defence.
What Garang Kuol brings. Pace, touch, an eye for goal. Here come the Jets, though. Confirmation of that yellow card for the foul on Angus Thurgate for Nectar Triantis. Played in Gosford. It's been much more like the Central Coast Mariners we've become accustomed to seeing at the start of this second half. The F3 derby beautifully poised. No way through for Ingham. Ballard. Through the contact. Doesn't grab a lot of headlines, does he, Max Ballard? But such an important part of that Mariners midfield alongside Josh Nisbet. Two of them get through a mountain of work. Ballard clipping the ball over the top. Garang Kuol is on. Duncan attempt. Just going to say Nisbet sort of remind me in a way, not necessarily exactly the same, but the days of Mackay and Madoka at Brisbane.
Yeah. They're a good pairing, and you're not wrong to pick that out. Jets really struggling to get any grip on this at all. It's a big examination for the away team. It's another turnover.
Aquilina, too strong. Rose couldn't keep it alive.
To me, like he might have got there for that.
Linesman's got
Drake was right there.
A close-up view.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with it. Bit of an escape though for the Jets. Whole of the ball. Oof. World Cup VAR Japan goal. That's it.
Yeah.
That counts.
That's what came into my head as well.
That's a good hustle from Dartsmillion, an important one.
Jets have been under the cosh for much of the second half so far. Now a chance for them to break. Thurgate, fed by Steins. O'Neill. Dartsmillion, and Steins is onto this.
Well, it's good that Dartsmillion was on the end of that after starting the attack with that great run to the sideline to retrieve the ball. Some respite for Newcastle. You wonder, now that Garring Qualler's come on, how long does Arthur Pappas wait before he throws his starlet, Archie Goodwin, into the mix?
Archie Goodwin played just 27 minutes so far this season off the bench against Wellington. It's Jets corner. Nodded firmly clear by Jacob Farrell. Thurgate too strong for the fullback. As he bumped off the ball there, Angus Thurgate.
Yeah, it was a big challenge, I thought, from Tullio. That's important work from Natta. He knew who he was up against. Safety first.
To be fair, no complaints from Angus Thurgate. No, maybe he just leveraged him away as he prepared to shoot. Here's Josh Nisbet. The passing lane wasn't really open. Newcastle just appear to have cleared their heads a little bit. Can they fashion a chance? It's good foraging by Mikkel Tadze. He's in place for the return. It was just a little bit beyond him. He'll get a corner though.
Oh, that hurts. That last effort required after you've already made a 60-metre run. To be part of the attack with your compatriot, Dartsmillion. They've linked nicely, but there's just too much on it. This really hurts. Those last couple of yards, you're straining to get to the ball. The corner will do them. More might have come from it.
Just a little stamp on the foot there as well from Triantis. Back to Mikkel Tadze. So Jets corner, it's been a while since they've had one of those. And at the back post is Mikkel Tadze. Easy as you like. Newcastle Jets restore their advantage. It's the first time their Georgian striker has scored in the derby. And just how crucial could that be?
Well, the Jets have been on the canvas in this second half. But the Harvey Norman replay will show the combination of the two Georgians, Becker to Becker, to salvage things in this second half. Really woeful defending from a corner for the Mariners. And the Jets capitalise. 2-1 up in Gosford. The Mariners will say how. Well, this is how. Dartsmillion to Mikkel Tadze to the back of the net.
Well, just his second of the campaign. As you rightly pointed out, Andy, beautifully worked between the two Georgians. He just ghosted in behind the Mariners' defence at the back post. And against the run of play, it must be said,
completely,
Newcastle have their lead back. Nick Montgomery has made another change whilst you watch those replays. Sammy Silvera is on in place of Benny and Kololo. And what a final quarter of this F3 derby we've got now. Just when you thought the Mariners were about to turn the screw, the Jets have struck back.
Well, the two backers worked in tandem to get the ball upfield for the corner, and then they linked from the corner. The post-mortem's not going to be a happy one for the Mariners in that particular defensive effort.
Back to the drawing board for Nick Montgomery. That's going to be a foul, though. And a card for the Jets' hero of the moment, Mika Mikkeltadze.
Well, he's dug him out of the mire on plenty of occasions, Mikkeltadze, but unnecessary there.
Told the Jets are preparing changes. Jordan Elsey and Josh Sotirio are being readied. Well, he's had precious few chances today. But when it mattered, he was in the right place at the right time, as he so often was last season.
Well, how? I mean, from a Mariners viewpoint, how the most dangerous player in the opposing team can be so free? It was a pretty straightforward header to finish things off. Well, the Mariners, good work in this second half, undone by the Georgian, particularly in combination with Dartsmelia.
And the Mariners get back on terms a second time. To settle for a corner.
They like their finishers to be dramatic in Gosford, attacking the Brisbane Water end of the ground. Wind behind them. Much better second half from them. They find themselves behind.
Goes short from the corner. Silvera. Blocked by Thurgate. Squirt away towards Dan Hall. Clean challenge by Matt Yerman, and then shot on target, but straight at Jack Duncan from Garang Kuol. Jets trying to play out through Thurgate, and they've lost possession. Here's Michael Roos. Could have been 2-2, perhaps should have been 2-2.
Yeah, definitely the latter there, Simon. They switched to a 4-4-2, the Mariners, and Max Ballard winning that ball with a crunching tackle. Natta dealt with too easily by Roos. All the hard work done. And it's got to be 2-2 from that range. He rolls it beautifully. That's really clever from Roos. Maybe a rush of blood, maybe lost concentration, maybe tightened up. And the cavalry now being called for Newcastle.
Yep, we're going to see the introduction of Jason Hoffman, Josh Sotirio and Jordan Elsey. At the expense of Dane Ingham, Daniel Steins and Trent Bahaja. So Arthur Pappas has made his move. Fresh legs, up and impressed with Steins. I think he's been very good. Trent Bahaja, of course, got the ball rolling from Steins' delivery for the Jets.
So Ingham the left back, Hoffman will go to right back, Jenkinson slowly making his way off.
And we're going to see Cameron Windust as well, and Harrison Steele. Harrison Steele, a like-for-like exchange with Max Ballard. Hector Triantis gives way for fellow centre-back Cameron Windust.
Interesting here. So the Mariners playing that 4-4-2. And the Jets have gone to a back five. Hoffman overlapping right full-back. Ingham overlapping left full-back. 3 centre-halves.
Confirm what you said already. Dane Ingham, who's taken the throw, remains on the pitch. It is Carl Jenkinson who's been withdrawn, not the New Zealander. So all change for both teams. Sort of impact will it have? This is Mark Natter. Michael Tanter. Steered forward by Windust. And the Mariners looking to break forward quickly. Tullio. Aquilina. Nisbet trying to pass it in, he's done so! I'm not sure that was his intention, but the Mariners won't care. In off the post, Josh Nisbet has a rare goal, and we're tied up again in the derby at 2-2.
It doesn't really matter, I guess, what the intention was, but on the Harvey Norman replay, I think it will be Josh Nisbet looking to square the ball. Instead, it's found a gap to the far post. And it's just taken that little tweak as well to get past Duncan and then turn bizarrely towards the goal. And we're back at 2-2. It's been a good second half from the Mariners. Face a deficit after the Mikel-Tudze goal. Now they're back square. The Jets aren't happy. And there's a sustained protest going on. VAR checking.
And Ben Abraham has been called across to having a look at this by Casey Rybell in VAR.
Handball in the lead-up is what they've called. And that's an intentional handball. And it couldn't be classified as accidental.
Yeah, he's almost slapped at it, hasn't he? Michael Roos. And this could well be ruled out. Yeah. Well, the Mariners fans don't like it. But you have to say, on that evidence, they've got it right.
The Mariners are saying, what about the high boot?
Well, it seems pretty clear that it came off the hand of Michael Roos, but you can see the point.
Well, it's perfect.
He's making. High foot, he's saying, from O'Neill.
Perfect controversy for an F3 derby.
Absolutely. I don't think Nick Montgomery's seen the funny side of it.
Well, the concrete block's up for grabs. The mouth-watering prospect for both these clubs in a successful season is that you can win the concrete block and the dunny seat in one campaign.
What about the fruit dish?
The fruit block. Quality. Well, I'm pleased to say the Mariners have had some concrete at half-time in their tea and beverage.
Yep, they've certainly hardened up.
The Jets have been able to withstand barely, somehow, but they, care of that disallowed goal, have their lead maintained. And it's all for the Mariners again, who do love a dramatic late comeback at home.
Qual. Nisbet, whose big moment has been rubbed out. Would have been just his second goal in the competition, and his first came against the Jets in a derby as well. Here he is again on the ball. There's no way through on that occasion. And Josh Sotirio. Fresh legs, of course, off the bench will race clear. It's not got an awful lot of help. Ben Abraham's going to bring them back for a foul on Sotirio. Cameron Windus, the offender. There's a fair bit to discuss between Messrs Tapas and Arthur Dillis. It's a real waste of a free kick for the Jets. That's going to be a foul and a card for Jason Hoffman.
Well, the crowd's starting to get more and more into it, which is fantastic, because there's so much at stake here. Local pride, 3 points for the Mariners. They need to entertain, they need to fortify the support that's turned out here today, build on it. In recent seasons, the local fans have been really spoiled by a team that's fought to the death, and in the first half those attributes were sadly lacking, but they've rediscovered their mojo to a certain extent in this second half. Is it going to be enough to get them to draw level?
Aquilina. Harrison Steele forgot the ball for a moment. Farrell. Hall. Nisbet. Garang Qual. Packed Jets defence in front of them. Aquilina. Now there's a little gap that he can try and burst through, which is immediately snapshot by Brandon O'Neill. All hands on deck for the Jets. Silvera. Little back heel from Roos. Didn't quite work, and Dutsmelia will race away. It's really well played by the Georgian, because they needed a release from that pressure, the Jets. No foul. Tension's starting to rise to match the heat of the day. Hall battling for it along with Sotirio and ultimately winning.
He's been terrific, sorry Simon, on return, hasn't he, Dan Hall?
Last 10 minutes in Gosford. Jets with a slender but precious lead. Aquilina. Well read by Ingham. And runs into a cul-de-sac in the shape of Aquilina. Every ball so keenly contested. Temper's starting to rise, just a fraction as well. Nicol Tanza and Qual the combatants. And a change for the Jets. Mohamed Al-Tai to add a little bit of grunt in the midfield at the expense of Becca. Dutsmelia has been really good today.
Yeah, he's done some good things. He's finding the pace a little bit difficult. This real taste of summer football. Good job for Mohamed Al-Tai to help tie things up here for the Jets.
At the moment, it's the combination of those two Georgians that is the match winner. Smelia's corner, net by Mikkel-Tadze. Josh Nisbet thought he'd squared the ledger. VAR had the final say. Here's Steele. Farrell trying to creep forward. Off the head of Yerman, but back will come the Mariners. Over the top by Nisbet. Fall's not going to reach that one. He wouldn't bet against Garang Paul having a say. Came off the bench and scored twice against MacArthur in the last home game before the World Cup, including one at that end of the ground that was an absolute bullet. And they could do with a bit of claw magic, the Mariners. Sight here of a third home loss out of 4 matches.
In the end, didn't it look like it came on Aquilina faster than he was expecting? Maybe Ruse was blocking his vision. Like it had some promise, that delivery from Sammy Silvera.
Good hold-up play by Mikkel-Tadze. Altai. Ball to nowhere, really, from Matt Yerman. And indicative of the pressure that the Jets have been under. Back of 3 straight defeats. This would be a massive fillip for the Jets. They could hold on. Farrell headed off by Thurgate. Mariners wanted the whistle. O'Neill. It's coolly done by Brandon O'Neill. Thumped forward by Elsey. The chase is on for Jason Hoffman, appearing in his 25th F3 derby today. 6 short of the all-time record of 31, held by John Hutchinson. Be a bit careful, Jason Hoffman, on a booking.
Nice calculated. He's been to this radio before. Jets looking nice and compact. Game's in front of them. And the Mariners get in behind the Newcastle Jets, get a chance or 2 more at goal in the 5 minutes plus stoppages that remains. Another home loss is unbecoming for a team with such aspirations.
Yeah, wasn't really there for Josh Nisbet. Anywhere will do for the Jets.
Might be a little bit early from a Jets viewpoint too, Simon, for the anywhere will do.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Still 5 minutes plus stoppages to go. Hot day though, tiring. Chasing around the pitch, which they've been doing for most of the second half. And they've lost the ball here to Marco Tullio. Hoffman sorts it out. And again, it's going to come back. No real ambition to try and get out for the Jets. They've coughed up a foul here. Mohamed Altai on Nisbet. Most people probably made the Mariners favourites going into this F3 derby. Hasn't really panned out that way, at least not yet. There's still time. They've got some match winners on the pitch, including man about to take the free kick, Garang Kuol. Hangs it up towards the back post. Windust trying to get in behind.
Oh, that's good focus from the Jets. There's a little teaser from Garang Kuol. German stayed focused, headed the ball out. Corner to come for the Mariners. They need a spark, they need some creativity.
Nisbet leaves it for Silvera. Gets it back off Steele. Thurgate in the road. It's all very tight in there. Silvera's gone down inside the box, but told to get up by Ben Abraham. Danny Vukovic almost on halfway. That's how dominant the Mariners are at the moment. Nisbet. There's Roos behind him. Roos again. It's all so tight in there. He's almost thrown his body and arms on the ball, and again is pinged for hands.
Well, you've got to admire the determination, if not necessarily the execution from Roos, but it was just a complete traffic jam over there. He's literally just tried to break through. Duncan taking as much time as he can. Get the game restarted. Ref's been pretty patient with him, I'd suggest. And if this will be added on.
Well, Jets fans finding their voices. It's been a nervous second half for them. They are within sight of what really in the second half at least has been a smash and grab raid. They were pretty good in the first half. They've had to withstand an awful lot of pressure. They've managed to pinch that all-important sack goal through Mikkel Tadze. Went into the last minute of the 90. Told we're going to have 5 additional minutes.
Again, that's on the cheap end. That foul from Sammy Silvera just enables the Jets to kill whatever momentum the Mariners have generated.
Never any danger from Danny Vukovic. Just a few more seconds. Last 5 minutes for Arthur Papas and his team. Silvera leaves it for Farrell, cut back, and he'll drop here for Harrison Steele, who had a lash at it. Farrell is offside and knows it. It's almost as good as a goal at the moment.
That was a good block from O'Neill. Defended in a very compact way and very effectively. That's been assisted by the Mariners' lack of invention.
Well, the Jets won only 2 away games all season last year. It's MacArthur and Melbourne Victory. They've lost both on the road so far this season. But thanks to that man, they are closing in on what would be a crucial 3 points.
And we're definitely not on World Cup timekeeping, Simon. But a VAR stop, substitutions, couple of injuries.
Still only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We remarked yesterday we're in favour of that additional time. The more active time in play, the better, as far as we're concerned.
The Mariners agree with that at the moment. The Jets would be vehemently opposing. Completely understandable. They're hanging on well, the Jets.
Here's Farrell. Another corner off Hoffman.
Can it continue? 3.5 for the Mariners to get level.
Silvera across in a hurry to take this corner. Hoffman's touch will give them another go. Jets fans trying to roar their team home. Silvera, who spent a season on loan, of course, with the Jets, about to deliver another corner in front of them. All flight this time. Good punch under pressure from Duncan. Aquilina make that another corner.
Well, that was terrific goalkeeping from Jack Duncan. Silvera's first corner wasn't great. Built it out at the near post by the Jets. He got a second opportunity, Silvera. That was a really dangerous corner, and Jack Duncan was outstanding.
Anxious moments for the Jets. Here's Harrison Steele. Repelled by Brandon O'Neill. Aquilina, top of the box. Garanqual darting into the box. And you just wondered, didn't you? You just wondered whether he was about to produce a little bit of magic.
It was a beautiful touch on the edge of the box. He dribbled it delightfully, setting up defenders, and then the speed. But no angle for him. Comfortable for Jack Duncan.
And there are 2 minutes to play. Tata. This would be a huge 3 points for the Jets on the back of those 3 consecutive losses. Tata's lost out to Hall, who bursts through the line, and they'll get the whistle for the foul further back. And surely they must throw everybody forward, perhaps even Danny Vukovic. Late change for the Jets. Angus Thurgate is done. Callum Timmins is barely going to have time to get a sweat on. And they get another free kick, the Mariners. Time so short. Steele. Everybody behind the ball for the Jets. Another few seconds run down the clock. Far be it from me to question the Mariners and the way they play, but I would have thought they would have been better off putting that free kick into the penalty box. Maybe there's still time for them. Nisbet does put it in there now, but it needs better quality. Maybe the Jets have done enough.
Well, they basically lack quality in the second half, the Mariners. Way more muscular and robust. They had that ingredient that might have been better suited, in a better position now. But with their dominant position in the second half, they've just failed to find any magic, really. Jets have defended resiliently.
And again, we've got a second ball on the pitch. I think that's been thrown deliberately by the Jets fans. It's not what you want to do in the 96th minute. Have to race 30 metres to kick that second ball out. Jack Duncan wasn't going to do it. And that is the full-time whistle. Big smile on the face of Arthur Papas. A win that means so much to the Newcastle Jets. They have put to bed the memory of the Derby whitewash last season. Home defeats, it's 3 in total now for the season. As many as they lost all year in the last campaign. That late defeat to MacArthur will have stung, but this one will hurt all the more because it comes at the hands of their biggest rival.